I think we're where we would expect to be at this time of the year. I mean, certainly not as good as we will be, but putting the pieces together, working combinations together. We've had about a week now. We've had some key players out with injuries that will be back. They're trickling back in, and so that's hurt us a bit in our, working together, and we've had to use different combinations that we wouldn't normally use in practice. So it'll be good. They've been entering one at a time back to practice, and it'll be really good to be full strength. We probably won't be full strength for the game, but we'll be close. We really believed from the very beginning, and when we pursued and signed Jade, we felt that she was going to be a program changer, a game changer for us, that she would be an immediate impact. Mariah is the other player on my team who has just, completely outdone herself. I mean, she is better player than I thought she was coming in, and she's young, and so she's got a great. I'm looking at her potential, and seeing that she's going to be better in the long run than I thought she was. The energy she brings to our team is really exceptional. And she's one of the most likable. This is really what happened. Every year we have freshmen who come in, and it takes them time, whatever group they are, if they're a group of four, they're a group of, the bigger the group, the harder it is, I think, for them to get in with the upperclassmen, because they sort of form their own niche, and they have their own friendships and all of that. These two, Jade and Mariah, I've really never seen two freshmen infiltrate our team the way they have. They're outgoing. They are the life of the party. They are happy people, and they were respectful. And I know that they were constantly asking what should I do in this situation, and how do you people, they started telling them, and Ashanti being the leader in that, saying, you need to take that shot. You need to, that's yours. We're giving you this opportunity. And often before, a lot of teams, there are kids that have said, you're shooting too much. Wait your turn. This isn't you're a freshman. It's not your time. But the way that they have presented themselves to this team has been so healthy and so positive that our upperclassmen are now putting some responsibility on them and saying, okay, now this is our expectation of you. And they're very glad and welcoming for the fact that they can help us. And Jade is going to be a key player for us. And Mariah has shown us in obviously the first exhibition game, but also, she went in and made an impact the second she went on the floor. And we see her in practice pursuing rebounds that she probably didn't have any business getting, but just has a knack for getting them, and then finishing around the basket. That's really something she does well. And so we're excited about those two, and they've made their way already into a situation where they're respected, and they will be significant factors this season. So we brought in teammates out of Toledo. So Nadia Dumas was our first commitment. She is a post player. We were recruiting her teammate, Mariah White, and Mariah White also signed with us. She's a 5'8" guard. So they played AAU together, and they played high school together. And they've been coming to our camp, and we've been really watching Mariah a lot, and we're really feeling like she was someone that could fit what we needed. And then when they came in for team camp, we noticed Nadia, and Nadia is just a kid that is relentless on the board. She's very athletic. Her leaping ability is very good. She is, physical and strong. She plays with a lot of enthusiasm. And then I went out on the road, liked her then, talked to her, brought her back to campus after camp, and talked with her. And then she went out in the first half of July, and I remember watching her play several times, and just seeing the same thing. Lots of and her offensive rebounding leads to tons of little bunnies. She has a lot of, you're always talking about core and balance, and especially from the inside kids, her ability to like pursue a board from the other side of the court and have balance and be able to, you know, maneuver around players and finish around the basket is very good. Then I went out and, you know, as I said, in July, and watched her several times, saw the same thing again, and then in one of the games she played, she started off the game and knocked down 2 threes standing right in front of me, and I thought, okay, there you go. You have the versatility and the, you know, she just, that's one thing that our offense really requires, is that you're able to face the basket as well. And so she showed that, you know, she's able to do that too. She can play defense on the perimeter. She's very, you know, she has good feet. She has good agility. So that's Nadia Dumas. And then Mariah, they had come together on their unofficial visit, and then Nadia, because we really needed a big, we needed, that was our first priority in this class, so we moved more quickly on Nadia and brought her to campus. She came on her own for her official visit and committed to us. And then Mariah, we went back out in the second half and watched Mariah. And now we already had a commitment from Nadia, and we were watching, or actually no, we didn't have the commitment yet, but watching Mariah, and just, Mariah is a blue collar utility player. She played the point for them, and she played the 5 for them. She's a 5'8" guard, but she has a very high vertical. So she's a strong, solid build. You know, she's got a Division I build to her. She's explosive. You know, her game is really the mid-range jumper, and then she likes to post up, which is really good in our offense to have, you know, 2s and 3s who like to post. And then her desire to come to Cleveland State was just really a big factor for us as well. She just really wanted to be here. And then when we had, you know, Nadia coming here, to add Mariah was really it made a lot of sense for us. Mariah does the things that win championships for you. You're not going to see her like, I mean, she scores and rebounds and does all of that for her team, but what she brings to the table is just this relentlessness about her, and whatever it takes. You want me to do what? I'll do that. And that's really, it's good for chemistry, it's good for teamwork, it's good for, you know, for pursuing a championship. So really felt good about that. And then finally we signed Anaya Pride, and Anaya, that's Anaya, it's spelled a little bit different. Anaya was a kid that we recruited for more than a year. I mean, we really were after her. She's a 6'1" post player. She is, I think, a player that has a big upside, but she is, when I say that, I don't want you to envision this raw player who can be good. She is already, she's vocal, she's a leader, she understands defensive principles, she's giving directions to kids on the floor, and when she needs to take over the game, she can do that and is happy to do that. She's primarily a post player. She can shoot it from, you know, the free throw area, and perhaps, you know, it's a pretty shot, so perhaps we can extend that. But she's a kid that has a presence on the inside. She finishes well. She gets fouled a lot. And, you know, as you know from being around our program, we haven't had like an inside player who's really led us in scoring until we made Shea Winton an inside player, even though she wasn't. And Anaya is a true inside player, and she can truly be a scoring presence for us.